Do you ever hear content creators talking about Pinterest and feel like you're missing out on something? Maybe you know Pinterest can be an incredibly powerful platform for content creators, but because of all of the other apps out there, Pinterest has slipped through the cracks. Or maybe you're just not sure where to begin when it comes to creating public-facing content on Pinterest because historically you've only used it to save home decor ideas or to plan your future wedding. Whatever position you find yourself in today's video, I'm going to walk you through how to kickstart your Pinterest account with just 1 hour a month spent on uploading content. And the best part? You don't even necessarily need to create anything new. You can absolutely get started with content that you already have. So I have been on Pinterest for over a decade, and my account currently receives just under 1 million monthly views. Today, I'm going to share my screen and take you step by step through my Pinterest workflow to show you how I can schedule dozens of pins in just 1 hour. Now, I love this strategy because it's great for busy creators, but even spending just 1 hour a month on your Pinterest content can help you get your content in front of new people who might not follow you on other platforms and grow your Pinterest analytics. On Pinterest, you can add a link to every single piece of content that you create. So you could add pins that drive traffic to your blog or YouTube channel, your Amazon storefront, your email newsletter sign-up page, and so much more. Now, one question that I have received in previous videos I've created about Pinterest is how many pins should you aim to upload each month? And I'm going to say that this can vary based on the amount of content that you have to upload to Pinterest and if you're creating new pins specifically for Pinterest. But today we're going to talk about how to make the most of what you've already created. If possible, I think that starting with 10 pins a month is a great way to go. You can schedule a pin every 3 days and have a month's worth of content. Personally, I like to try to schedule a pin almost every day so that I have a full month of content, and some people even do multiple pins a day. But for purposes of this video and to help you get started simply, we're going to talk about how to schedule just whatever content you already have on hand. This can be any photo or video content that you have already created. And do me a favor and comment down below and let me know if you mainly have a big backlog of photo content, if you primarily create for your blog or Instagram account, or if you have a lot of video content, if you create a lot for YouTube, TikTok, or any other video first platform. Let's go ahead and pop into my screen, and I'm going to show you 2 different ways to upload pins to Pinterest. Okay guys, welcome to my screen. So I'm going to show you 2 different ways that we can create pins, and I'm going to be using all photos for this example, but you could use videos as well. And today I'm going to be creating pins to promote 2 of my long form evergreen pieces of content. So one is a blog post with my New York City bachelorette weekend itinerary, and the other is our New Zealand honeymoon vlog, which if you haven't gotten a chance to check that out yet, definitely add it to your watch later playlist. I had a lot of fun putting that one together. Okay, so we're going to talk about 2 different ways that you can create pins. And again, this is all content that I've already previously created, so I don't need to create anything new here. I'm just going to be uploading things. So the first way that you can do this is if you do have a blog post and you want to simply pull images from the blog post over to Pinterest, you can actually save ideas from websites. So again, I'm just here, I went to Pinterest, create pin under organic, and there's a button down here that says save from URL. So that's what we're clicking on. And then here is my URL of my blog post. This is me and all my best friends for my bachelorette weekend in New York City. And I'm going to go ahead and paste that here and click the little arrow. Now, you might notice that this is actually pulling some of my Instagram Reels covers because at the bottom of every blog post, I actually do link out to my Instagram. So it should be, right down here. It is pulling some of these images, but you'll have the ability to select just the images that you want. So I recommend just grabbing the vertical photos from your post that you want to upload to Pinterest. So I'm going to look for all of the vertical photos that I want to include from my New York City Bachelorette weekend, and you can pick up to 10 pictures. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and click add 10 pins. And what this does is it just auto-populates all 10 pins over here, which makes this super easy. Now, I don't just want to willy-nilly fill in the details here. I do still want to be smart and strategic about the information I'm giving Pinterest so that they know what the pin is about and they can show it to people who might be searching for this type of content. Okay, so let's go ahead and just use this pin as our first example. So I'm going to fill in all of the details here. The first thing that I'm going to do is change the board that it's going to go to. I'm going to change it to Bachelorette Weekend. That is a board that I created that I'm going to upload all of these pins to, so they're all in one place. And then for title, I do want to make sure I am giving Pinterest some good information about this pin so they can show it to the right people. So before I do the title, I'm going to first head over to trends.pinterest.com and I'm going to start seeing what keywords are actually being searched for on Pinterest so I can pick one and use it for the title. So first I'm just typing the word bachelorette. Obviously, this will pop up because people come to Pinterest for wedding planning content. I'm going to do bachelorette weekend. Is that trending? So anything that comes up here is considered a trend, and this little graph will just show you if the trend is peaking. It looks like it's about to peak because wedding season is coming up, so probably more people are about to start searching for this keyword. But obviously, I don't want to call it Bachelorette Beach Weekend when we were in New York City. I want to call it, so Bachelorette Itinerary is here without the word weekend. Could also do Bachelorette Party Ideas. I think I like Bachelorette Itinerary, and since it was in New York City, I'm going to give it some additional information here. So I'm going to do Bachelorette Itinerary 3 days in New York City. Now for the description, so I'm actually just going to grab this from my itinerary and rework it over here in the description box. Okay, so I basically just pulled and slightly reworded 2 sentences from my blog post with a couple of keywords here, like Saturday night. I shared where exactly we went. I also said we took photos beforehand, and then I added my name and my blog name in the description here. All right, and that's it. So I'm going to go ahead and check this one, and I'm going to hit publish. And you can see here it says published just now. So the only thing about doing this is it doesn't allow you to schedule content, as in space out the content. It doesn't really matter on Pinterest. If your goal is just to get content up and out quickly, this is a great way to do it. If you do care a little bit more about scheduling, the second method that I'm going to show you will be a good example of how you're able to do that so that it looks like you're posting more consistently on Pinterest, like every couple of days versus doing a content dump. But when you're just starting out, it really does not matter. Your goal is just to get as much content up on your Pinterest as you possibly can. So let's do one more here. Also, if you ever see this, of course, I would like to have it the ideal aspect ratio, but for purposes of saving time here, I'm not going to worry about that right now. It's still a vertical pin, which I do recommend over square or horizontal for Pinterest. So at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. And what I meant to say before too is when you do upload your pins like this through the link, it actually already pre-adds the link on here. So I can't edit this once it's been added because it's already been included at the bottom of the post. Once again, I'm going to go to Bachelorette Weekend Ideas. That is the board that I want to pin this to. And since this were clearly in the New York City subway and the other one, I guess we could have been in that restaurant anywhere. Maybe I'm going to see if I type in NYC Bachelorette, if anything comes up. Yeah, so see, NYC Bachelorette is not really a keyword. It might be better for me to do Bachelorette Party Ideas or NYC. I wonder if there's like NYC Girls Weekend. No, see, so it's good to do this and just check to see what's trending. It's so crazy how just the slightest rearranging of the keywords can get you, a really searchable title or a title that people maybe aren't searching for as much. So yeah, I'm going to grab bachelorette party ideas, New York City weekend here. And then again, I'm going to go back to my blog post and pull some copy that I already wrote. So I'm just going to grab this and do some text rearranging. Okay, so I went ahead and just reworked that text a little bit. I said, comedy seller, Friday night, New York City. So trying to get a couple of keywords in there. And I put my name and my blog name again in the description box. And now I'm just going to go ahead and fire this one off because we're done. So you can go ahead and do this for each of the other pins from this URL. And as you can see here, it'll show on the left-hand side which ones are still left. Okay, so now the second way that I'm going to show you that you can upload pins is simply from your desktop or from any pictures that you have on your computer. You can even airdrop yourself pictures from your iPhone if you have an iPhone and a Mac computer. So my goal with this next batch of pins is going to be to promote my New Zealand honeymoon vlog, and I'm going to grab the link for this and go ahead and pull up some of the photos that I want to share. So here is a great one of the Auckland Sky Tower. And they do have this new auto-populate details with AI. Here, we can test it really quickly. It hasn't been working well for me. Let's see. Okay, see, so it has the wrong country, discover the majestic Sky Tower in Sydney, Australia, which I think is strange. I can keep trying and playing out with that auto-populate details if you happen to see it, but the fact that it got the country wrong is obviously not good. So the first thing that I already grabbed was the link for the YouTube video, so I'm going to go ahead and place that there. And then for title, I'm going to come back over to Pinterest Trends, and I'm just going to type in New Zealand, something more general first, and see what comes up. So Auckland, New Zealand is right here. I feel like I should just do that since that's what this is. All right, so I'm going to do Auckland, New Zealand. That's my keyword, and I'm going to add in our 12-day honeymoon in case anyone is searching for like honeymoon itinerary or like 2-week itinerary. Hopefully that this will help this content get in front of people who are looking for something like that. And then again, if you do have something kind of pre-written here in the description box of your YouTube channel, this can be a great thing to kind of just grab from or pull inspiration from. Since this doesn't have as many specific details for each of the individual cities we went to, I'm just going to write 2 sentences super quickly about our experience in Auckland. Okay, so again, this took me like less than 30 seconds. I just said, New Zealand, honeymoon, visit Auckland, Sky Tower, food, and I mentioned a day trip also. All kind of just little things that I think people might be searching for. And since I already validated my title and know people are searching for that, I'm kind of just filling in with some additional supporting keywords in the description here. So for board, I definitely have some travel board. I just have to find what it's called. I think I went past it. I think it was city guides and travel inspiration. I don't do a ton of travel content, so I don't have a specific New Zealand board, but I could totally create one. Down here in the tags, again, tags are a little finicky on Pinterest. I would just try to throw in 1 or 2 if we're doing this quickly, right? So New Zealand and Auckland, done. I'm going to turn off show similar products under this more options toggle just because if I'm going to share products, I want to make sure I'm using my affiliate links. I don't know what products it would be showing for this kind of landscape picture, but I just turn it off always anyway. And then here is where you're able to publish at a later date. So this is where you can schedule out your pins. So since I just published 2 before using the pin from URL, I'm going to go ahead and pick a different date for this content. I'll just do Friday. It defaults to 12 p.m. You can keep it that way, or you can change it, whatever you want. And then I'm just going to scroll back and review my details here. I've got the link, I've got the board, I've got tags, and I've got when I'm going to publish it. And I'm going to go ahead and click on schedule. Cool. So it says scheduled for March 8th at 12:30 p.m. And if I go over to my Pinterest account, if I refresh it, I'll be able to see my scheduled pins here. So that is the two different ways that you can schedule pins or upload pins. One from save from URL. So you can see here are the two pins that we just did together, and one just from uploading. And I'm going to go back into my New Zealand photos. And as you can see, I have a lot here to upload. So that is going to be my project for the next little bit, to get all my Pinterest content scheduled in just 1 hour. Now, in the tutorial you just watched, you saw how I was able to schedule out content that I've already created for other platforms. But if you find you have a light month of content, or that you'd like to create some content specifically for Pinterest, I would highly suggest downloading my free guide, the Influencer Launchpad, where I do share 30 content ideas that you can use to create an entire month of content, and you can tailor these ideas to whatever your niche is. So that's inside my free guide. You can grab it, as always, from the link down below in the description box. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I put out new videos every single week, and I have hundreds of videos on this channel to help content creators and influencers thrive. So be sure to check out my playlists and the other content on my channel. And if you want to learn more about Pinterest, and specifically how you can make money on Pinterest, I'm going to share the up next recommendation on the screen, which is 4 ways to monetize your Pinterest account. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.